Okay. This is a pretty heavy stack. Hi guys, welcome back. So I will not lie, I am refilming this video. Just because when I went to go edit the first one that I filmed, it was not good. Not good at all. So let's grab our matchas and let's just jump into this video. Today I thought I would do something for the book girlies and guys out there. I wanted to review some of my favorite books that I have with you guys. Some of these are, you know, lighthearted. Others are gut-wrenching, like someone stuck a knife into your heart, twisted it multiple times, ripped it out, and kept doing that. These are in no particular order. I really hope some of you actually take some of these book recommendations and read the books. If you do, please let me know how you like them. Grab your matchas, your coffees, your teas, your waters, and let's jump into it. Again, these are in no particular order. So first up, we have Nicholas Sparks' Dear John, and also Last Song. I have a couple other Nicholas Sparks books somewhere in my pile and on my shelf. If they're on the shelf, I haven't gone to them yet. I know I have another Nicholas Sparks book in the pile somewhere. I did like Dear John a little more than Last Song, but both of them are really sweet, you know, romance books. I like them. They're not my go-to read, but they weren't bad for a first read. Will I reread them? Probably. There are movies out there with these books. My highest tip and biggest tip or recommendation when it comes to books and correlating movies is please read the book before you read the movie. For these, I watched the movie before I got the books. I'm not sure which one came out first. I'm assuming obviously the book, but sometimes the movie comes out and then they do the book for the movie, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's my biggest tip. This next book is one that I got actually from my cousin. I'm pretty sure she let me just borrow it, but I forgot to give it back to her, so I need to return this to you, girl. If you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot, so I need to return this to you, unless you don't want it back. So let me know. This book, it's not the most gut-wrenching book that I have, but it definitely will tug at your heartstrings. It is raw, it is real. It's just, I mean, the title basically, it basically tells you what it's about. It's about the Holocaust, but yeah, I don't really. These kinds of books, to be honest, when you read them, after you read it, you're kind of like taken aback and you have to sit in silence and just like contemplate life and just everything that you've read. And yeah, it really does open your eyes to what's out there and what happened. So these next two books, they're from Lois Lowry. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The only one I read is The Giver. I haven't read Gathering Blue, but I thought I would insert it in here because I did really like The Giver. I'm pretty sure there is a movie out there for it. Again, I didn't read this blue one. I did read The Giver. I'm only including this one because if it's as good as The Giver, I'm gonna recommend it. Now these next two books, I need to have a little chat with Khalid. Khalid, if you're watching, sit down. We need to have a chat. Khalid's books, if you've ever had the pleasure and privilege of reading his books, my heart goes out to you. I'm halfway through the Thousand Suns. I have yet to read And the Mountains Echoed. I have read Kite Runner. These books, we need a moment of silence for his books. He is a brilliant author who depicts history so well, so incredibly well. And the way he writes is so gut wrenching. This is what I was talking about in the beginning when I said some of the books I have literally are like gut wrench, like someone took your heart out and just kept punching it. I don't know the best way, like that's the best way I know how to describe his books. If you can't tell, these are my favorite books, and this is my favorite author. The way I'm yapping about it, I can't find my Kite Runner book, which is so incredibly sad. I had the Kite Runner originally, just the first book, and then I went to Barnes and Noble, and they were having a sale for all 3 books. So I'm like, perfect. I already have Kite Runner. I'll just pick up a second copy. And now I can't find either. So I have to go back and or look around thrift stores to see if they have it. But there is another book out there. I think it's called, hold on. Yes, it's called Sea Prayer. I've yet to pick that one up. I don't know if there's any more books from him. I have to research, and if there are, you best believe I'm getting it. No questions asked. Pick yourself up a Khalid book and cry with me. Cry with all of us, because these are good, and you will cry every single time you read it. No matter how many times you reread it, you will cry every single time. This is the book that I was saying that was by Nicholas Sparks, my 3rd one. It's Safe Haven. I'm not all the way done with it. I'm pretty sure all of Nicholas Sparks' books have a movie made from it out there. But so far, it is pretty good. Besides the other Nicholas Sparks books, this is the other one that I reach for when I go to like a beach trip. I feel like whenever I go to a beach trip, I always reach for Nicholas Sparks. They're an easy read for me. They do get emotional at times, but it's like, for me, it's like lighthearted, like a lighthearted romance read. It's not too deep. I won't be bawling my eyes out on the beach, or I won't be like too deep in thought. It's a nice light read, and it's pretty good. So this one, classic. I only have the first one. I want to get the whole collection and just have it displayed on my bookshelf. But I only have this one. I only have the first one, which this is such a classic. It's so nostalgic. When you read it, it takes you back to like your middle school days, your middle school / high school days. And yeah, again, this one is also a very light-hearted read, which I also sometimes gravitate towards these kind of books when I go to the beach or just anywhere if I'm like lounging around. Again, such a light-hearted read, funny, classic, nostalgic. Can't go wrong with Diary of a Wimpkin. Okay, this next book, I will warn you, there is a movie out there for it. Do not watch the movie. I don't recommend you watch the movie. I think personally it sucks. It's nothing like the book, which, granted, I understand when they make a movie that's based on a book, they don't always go by exactly what the book is written. I understand that. But in this book's case, I think they completely butchered it, in my opinion. Yeah. Just, if you want to watch the movie just for your own personal, like, entertainment, go for it, but don't think that it will be anything based off the book. It starts off not that bad in the movie, but then as you keep going, you're like, this sucks. So bad. No. I do recommend the book, though. The book is very good. So this is Stardust by Neil Gaiman, and funny story about this, actually. I picked it up accidentally. Not accidentally, actually. I picked it up at a, I believe it was like a, some kind of government thing, like form thing that I went with my mom with, and she had to go there to provide some papers and stuff. And they had a table full of books that said like you could pick one for free. You could take one home with you. And I didn't know that it was Stardust. It had a complete separate cover, which was like just a solid color. It didn't have the like name of the book, the author of the book. It was just like, I believe it was like just a brown cover, and it was like no picture, just a solid black cover or brown cover. And I picked it up because I don't think I even read anything, to be honest. I think I just opened up the book and I saw the font and how it was like made. Like it was like big font and like it was big letters and just like almost like Times New Roman font. And I'm like, that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna get this book. And come to find out, this book is also one of my favorites. Besides the Khalid's books, this one is up there as well. It's not a gut-wrenching book. It's a fantasy book, and it is so good. Such a good fantasy book. Also kind of a light read, not really. It really draws you into, like, Neil Gaiman is so good at drawing you into the world. Khalid does the same thing. Like, when you read the books, you literally, like, are drawn into the world, and when you're reading it, it's like you're, like, actively in the world while you're reading it, if that makes sense. Not all books do that. Khalid does that very well. Neil Gaiman does that very well, in my opinion. Again, the movie, not good. Don't recommend the movie. The book, yes ma'am. Okay, and this last book, it's one of my thickest books I have. As you can see, it's Big Daddy. Pretty torn up, pretty beat up. I do take this to the beach as well sometimes. As you can see, kind of has some water damage at the corners, ripped and torn parts. I don't take very good care of my books. I suck at that. So if I give you a book to borrow and it, like, you accidentally rip a page or you spill something on it, I don't care. To be honest, I would say, yeah, it was like that when I gave it to you. That's just how I am. Would I like to be better with my books? Yes. Yes and no. Yes, because they will look nicer on the shelf. No, because I think, like, worn out books like this really show the love that you have for it. That, like, okay, this is a book that you took with you everywhere, and this is a book that you picked up multiple times and reread. So it was given love. And this one was given love. As you could, again, watered pages, torn, like semi-torn things, worn out edges. This is a loved book. And it's one of my favorites. I think all of these are, again, these are all my favorites. But this one, again, besides Khalid and Stardust, this one. I think this is like all Chronicles of Narnia in one book. For this, I actually read the movie before I read the books because I did not know that there were books for this movie. I didn't know the books existed. And then I stumbled upon it at the thrift store and I'm like, you're coming home with me. You're coming home with me. Now that I'm reading it, it's not like the movies. It is not like the movies, which, again, I do understand that movies obviously can't do everything that the author has written in the book. I understand that, and sometimes they have to change things for artistical purposes, movie purposes. I understand that. I get it. I hear you. However, my thoughts still differ a little bit. I still think if you're going to remake a movie based on a book, I think you should, at least majority of the parts, you should keep it as close to the book, to the writings, as possible. When I'm watching a live version of a book that I read, I kind of expect it to be kind of like the world I had in my head while I was reading the book, which some of you might think, oh, well, people envision different things when they read books. No, I don't think so. I think if an author has written a book that pulls you into the world and they describe the world to a T and so well, I think a lot of people that read the books probably have the same worldview and idea from the book, like, as everyone, if that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense. Like, one thing I didn't like that they redid or remade from the book than was in the movie was when, like, in the house, like, the reason that, okay, so in the book, the reason they all went into that room and into the wardrobe was because there was like a party, or not even a party, there was like a gathering. Strangers were like touring the house basically, and the kids didn't want to be near that, and they were trying to get away. And it's, again, in the book it describes it like wherever they went, it felt like they were getting closer. It was like the wardrobe was drawing them into that room and into the wardrobe. In the movie, they redid it as if they were playing ball outside, and like the kids hit the window with the ball, and then the nanny got mad and then she went after them. Like, I don't know, it was like small details like that. Like, I feel like they could have kept it original to what the book said, which, like, there were people touring the house. But then again, in the movie, in the beginning, they said that like the owner or the master, he didn't like people, like he didn't like kids. So I don't know. Like, there's things, like there's scenes in the movie that it felt like they rewrote them completely to like make sense to what they were trying to portray, when I feel like it they could have just done whatever the book said, and then it would have been totally fine. Like, I don't see a problem to them redoing exactly what the book said. That's where I'm coming from, and I really hope that makes sense. And I feel like I am yapping at this point, which I am, but I just have a strong opinion about this. If you're gonna remake a book into a movie, try to have it be as close to the book as possible. That's all I'm asking. I don't want you to remake scenes and remake storylines just so that it would make sense. Like, I don't want you to like change this one little part of the book, but then that means you would have to change everything before that for that little part to make sense, because you want that little part to be different. If it seems like I have beef with producers that base movies off books, kind of do, kind of don't. And again, I just yapped your ears off about this, so I really hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, and I don't seem crazy. So this was my little book review with you guys, my favorite books that are on my shelf. I am growing my book collection, so if you have any recommendations for me, please let me know in the comments. I really like genres that are like gut-wrenching and also fantasy. Like, I really like those kind of books. Oh, also crime. There is, oh my gosh, okay, sorry. There's one more book I wanted to mention. I don't have a copy of it, but I read it from one of my friends let me borrow the book. I do want to do like a mention for it. I believe it's called, oh my gosh, I forget what it's called, but I feel like if I describe it, you guys will understand. It's like a crime book or like a mystery book, and it is like the front cover is like eyes and then like a page like over the mouth, where basically like the main character, she doesn't speak. Like, she killed her husband, but she doesn't speak, so she's in a mental asylum, and then her therapist, well, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but her therapist is there trying to see why she's not speaking. And it's like literally at the end of the book, it does like a 360, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, you won't even believe. Which, I guess, I read reviews on this book, and some people are like, oh yeah, I knew that when I was reading the book. It was so obvious from like the second paragraph. Like, okay, Sherlock Holmes, like, we're not all like that. Sorry if I only got it once they revealed it at the end of the book. My apologies. If you know what I'm talking about, like, if you know, you know, and let us know in the comments what the name of that book is, because I am blanking right now. If I remember when I'm editing this video, I'll put it in the description. But for right now, I'm blanking. But it was such a good book. It literally, like, I was like, phew. Apparently they're making a movie out of it, which, again, I really hope they do that close to the book. as close to the book as possible. But yeah, thank you for coming to my yap session about books. Again, if you have any recommendations for me, please let me know in the comments. Other than that, I love you guys. Thank you for staying with me here along this little YouTube journey that we're doing. And I will see you next week. Like, subscribe, and bye.